Today, we celebrate the academic accomplishments of our newest Hawkeye graduates. We ask that all in attendance are respectful of today's ceremony and adhere to university policies that prohibit disruption in university facilities.
I knew that I wanted to become a speech-language pathologist, and Iowa has one of the top programs in the nation.
I was looking for an MBA that was highly regarded and credible, but also online.
Everything that I wanted to do, I could accomplish here.
I really wanted to feel incorporated with downtown life and on campus.
I think being a Hawkeye to me means being a part of a greater whole, but it also means your family.
Everyone here is so creative and talented.
You're going to be able to find support, you're going to be able to find mentorship.
Our professors really care about us and they really go the extra mile.
You just get to see how much the professors care about the topic and how much they care about their students.
For me, it's family, it's community, it's the Iowa Wave, Caitlin Clark.
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
My earliest memory was going to an Iowa football game.
The Penn State-Iowa game where we knocked off Penn State. That's probably my favorite. Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Coming to Iowa has allowed me to pursue projects bigger and far more complex than I would have at any other university.
I was able to take those experiences that I had during rotations and apply those to different clinical cases that I had during interviews.
There's something so magical about the University of Iowa. Everyone that you'll meet is willing to talk to you, everyone's willing to help you, and everyone really just kind of wants to see the best for you.
I want to thank my wife and the rest of my family. I started the Iowa MBA program with twin 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old.
Thank you to my wife. You have stood by me through the ups and downs, and this time of completing these degrees is as much a testament to your work and your support as it is to any effort that I put in, and I am so thankful.
I get emotional talking about it.
I'm a first-generation student, so my parents made a lot of sacrifices for me to go to college, and so I really appreciate them.
Thank you so much to my son, who continues to support me in every way possible, and also to Lydia. I wouldn't be where I am today without your love and support.
Thank you so much to the faculty and other mentors here on campus who helped shape me as an artist and shape my professional career.
You guys mean more to me than you will ever know, and I cherish you all and love you all very deeply.
Graduates and platform officials, you may be seated. Good morning to you all, and welcome to a beautiful day in Iowa City. My name is Jennifer Blackhurst, and I serve as the Associate Dean of Graduate and Professional Programs. On behalf of the Tippie College of Business faculty and staff, I welcome everyone to our Iowa MBA Commencement ceremony. MBA programs at the Tippie College of Business prepare the next generation of business leaders to thrive in a changing world. By incorporating solid fundamentals with modern curriculum, Tippie gives graduates the skills they need to advance now and in the future. Since 1921, we have continued to produce exceptional research and thought leadership while helping students expand their professional networks. Through the Iowa MBA, working professionals can study fully online or add in-person courses into the mix. At present, the program has more than 1,500 working professionals enrolled, representing 48 states. Our focus on transformative business education that meets the needs of today's employers gives Iowa's MBA graduates a strong foundation to launch the next phase of their careers. And today, we have an opportunity to honor this group of over 275 graduates who have demonstrated the commitment and perseverance it takes to attain an Iowa MBA. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce members of our platform committee. Please stand as I read your name. Amy Kristoff Brown, Dean of the Tippie College of Business. Kevin Kriegel, Executive Vice President and Provost here at the University of Iowa. Jeff Disterhoff, retired CEO of Green State Credit Union. Ryan Wilson, Professor of Accounting. Julia Garlick, Assistant Professor of Economics. Dennis Hamilton, Lecturer of Finance. Semin Park, Assistant Professor of Management and Entrepreneurship. And John Murray, Associate Professor of Marketing. I would now like to ask our Dean, Amy Kristoff Brown, to say a few words and introduce our commencement speaker, Dean Amy Kristoff Brown.
I always have to bring this one down just a little lower. Welcome today, graduates, friends, family, faculty, and staff, to the Tippie College of Business 2024 MBA Commencement Ceremony. Commencement is defined as the beginning of something new, but beginnings only come from ending something. Today, we gather to celebrate what you have completed. Making the decision to enter a high-caliber MBA program as a working professional requires confidence, personal commitment, and sacrifice. Each of you made the decision to begin this journey, did everything that was needed to make progress toward the degree, and today you have reached the finish line. Some of you began this program during a worldwide pandemic as a way to take control over your futures. Some of you stepped into the program to move forward in your companies. Others of you did it to completely change your career paths. Regardless of how you began, today we celebrate the fact that you set a goal and now you have completed it. Many people begin things, but only the truly dedicated complete them. Today, you receive the benefits of that persistence and hard work by receiving your MBA from the Henry B. Tippie College of Business at the University of Iowa. In February of 2022, Henry Tippie passed away at the age of 95. Although he is no longer with us physically, his enterprising spirit, his deep sense of gratitude, and his commitment to excellence is alive and well in our college. Henry formalized his business and life philosophy into something that he called Tippie's Laws. I want to highlight two of those laws today. The first is every day is a fresh start, and operate with a sense of urgency. Tomorrow is a new start for you as MBA graduates. You have sacrificed much, you have worked toward a meaningful goal, and you have earned the right to rest and rejuvenate. But also, you have earned the privilege to go and do great things in this world. With every action you take, pursue excellence with urgency to make business, your community, and your relationships with others be strengthened and meaningful. Henry has done that for all of us here today, and I encourage you, maybe starting tomorrow, to find ways to make your positive impact on the world. As you conclude your time in the Iowa MBA program, we thank you for being a valuable part of the Tippie community. You make us what we are, and together you have created the unique Iowa MBA experience. We hope that you will continue to join us in events, both virtual and in person, all throughout your professional career. At the Tippie College, we will always be here to come home to, even if this is your first time in Iowa. And we want to partner with you on your continued journey of lifelong learning. It is my pleasure today to introduce you to our commencement speaker. Jeff Disterhoff served in the position of CEO at Green State Credit Union from October 1999 to September 2023. As Iowa's largest independent financial institution, Green State Credit Union serves over 450,000 members with 30 office locations across Iowa and Illinois. Since filling the CEO role in 1999, the credit union averaged 19% per year in growth, growing from $200 million in assets to over $11 billion today. New services provided for the membership during this time included wealth management, trust, brokerage insurance, and commercial services. Mr. Disterhoff's previous work experience included tenure at KPMG Pete Marwick, as well as RSM McGladrey & Pullen, specializing in the financial institutions audit work from September 1990 until he was hired by the credit union in May 1995 for the Vice President of Finance role. He was promoted to President and CEO 4 years later. Mr. Disterhoff has been recognized across the state for his leadership, including the Des Moines Register's Leadership Award, American Banker's 10 Bank and FinTech Executives to Watch Award, and the Iowa Credit Union Foundation's Lifetime Community Impact Award. During his tenure at Green State, the business received numerous workplace awards, including Top Workplaces USA, Best Credit Unions to Work For, and Coolest Places to Work, which I think is the one he's most proud of. He is a frequent speaker and guest on topics as far-reaching as closing the home ownership gap and closing the racial and language gaps. His community involvement is vast, including leadership roles with the Iowa City Chamber of Commerce, the Iowa City Community School District Foundation, the Johnson County United Way, and numerous other positions. Mr. Disterhoff received a Bachelor of Arts in 1990 from Buena Vista College in Storm Lake, Iowa. He is a certified public accountant and earned his MBA from the University of Iowa in 2003. Jeff and his wife, Missy, make their home in North Liberty, Iowa. They have 2 adult children who work in investment banking and venture capital after receiving Bachelor's of Business Administration degrees from the Tippie College of Business. Please join me today in welcoming our good friend, Jeff Disterhoff. I'm going to move it up. Thank you much. Enjoy.
We'll try to move this up. Carpe. Carpe diem. Seize the day, make your lives extraordinary. Several of you may recognize that quote from an inspirational movie starring Robin Williams entitled Dead Poets Society. For those of you unfamiliar with the movie, it's a story about passions. Passions for acting, passions for poetry, passions of the flesh. Most of these characters were 20-year-old kids, by the way. And passions for meaningful relationships. Most importantly, a passion for learning. And for many of you here, today is about closing one chapter of your learning. Well, I'm going to encourage you to start a new chapter. Now, as the movie was released back in 1989, it came during my junior year in college, and so I wasn't all that different in age than most of the movie's characters. Whether it was that, the writing, the poetry, the learning, the movie really shaped who I was, or at least who I thought I was going to become. Fast forward some 35 years, and my passion to learn brings me here today, and maybe your passions to learn bring you here today as well. In my own case, I hope I've learned a few things over the course of the past 35 years. In the next few minutes, I'd like to share a few of them with each of you. But not in answers or suggestions, but more so in the questions I hope that you find answers to yourselves. Zora Neale Hurston, the American author who portrayed racial struggles in the American South, once wrote that there are years that ask questions and years that provide answers. Today, I hope to provide you with a few questions that in time you can find the answers to. And I want to frame these questions around three general areas. First, have you recognized the importance of who in your life? Second, have you recognized the importance of caring for yourself? And finally, have you thought about what your verse in life will be? So let's begin with the people around you, and in particular, whether you recognize the importance of who in your lives. You see, study after study has shown that one of the greatest determinants of your eventual happiness is the quality of your relationships. Maturity often teaches us that life is far less about what we do than who we do it with. I can look back at my own life and see mundane places made magical because of who I was with, and magical places made mundane because I had no one to share them with. 2 years ago, I was asked to attend a conference in Hawaii, but unfortunately my wife was unable to attend. And while I think Hawaii is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, the experience was made mundane because of my wife's absence. Immediately upon my return, we visited one of our favorite local establishments, a rundown old American Legion bar buried in the woods not far from our house. And that place was made magical because she was there with me. And it still is almost every Thursday now. So, in short, do you understand the relative importance of who? As you reflect on your own MBA experiences, I'm sure you see faces that come to mind that made the process a little bit more bearable, if not enjoyable. How many mentors do you have? Not just professional, but those willing to speak into your physical, spiritual, emotional health. It's such a gratifying process that's made possible by three simple steps. Number one, reach out to the most respected leaders that you know. Number two, tell them that you'd like to buy them lunch and learn what they're learning, learn how they're learning, learn from them. And number three, wrap up that lunch by asking who else you should talk to. And I'm telling you what, rare is the day someone will pass up the opportunity for a free lunch where they can talk about themselves. So my advice to each of you is to aim high. The mentoring process has given me relationships with presidents of this fine university, area CEOs, and state political leaders, all of which you have provided invaluable insight to me over the years. Now let's talk a little bit about you serving you. How well do you know yourself, particularly your strengths? Can you articulate your top 5 strengths? Have you ever asked others what they are? And most importantly, have you deliberately designed either your personal or professional lives around those strengths? You see, being successful often boils down to one simple equation: identifying your strengths and proactively finding roles that play to those strengths. I'm going to repeat that. Identifying your strengths and proactively finding roles that play to those strengths. Now, the good news is there are a ton of resources out there to help you in doing so. You need look no further than an exercise in the middle of a book called The Unique Abilities 2.0. The bad news is only you can take the lead on that process. And staying on that theme of serving yourself, I'd like to ask how well you do at subtraction. You see, the world is often great at addition. We love to add products, policies, procedures, processes, people to see, and places to go. And for many of us, that busyness is a badge of honor that we wear with pride, especially here in American society. It's supposed to give us a sense of purpose and let others know that we've quote-unquote arrived. But rarely do we begin to add something new in our lives before thinking about what we first should subtract to make room for it. Remember, if you truly want to be great at a few things, you'll need to be good at subtracting others. As the old saying goes, good is the enemy of great. So my question that I pose to you is, how good are you at subtraction? Finally, I'd like to ask if you're really taking care of yourself. In today's somewhat frenetic pace, I think we often forget to take care of ourselves. We all need to put on our own oxygen masks before we help others. You see, taking care of yourself, be it mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and relationally, are all prerequisites to taking great care of the people around you. So in your respective journeys as you go forward, make sure you take your temperature along the way. So I'll close with one final question: what will your verse in life be? You see, my challenge is for today to be the beginning of your learning, not the ending. There are virtually limitless amounts of books, podcasts, TED Talks, YouTube, AI, etc., that help you and are little to no cost. The good news is, that's the good news. The bad news is that while a person can be led to water, they can't be forced to drink. In other words, you can't force someone to want to learn. That passion has to come from within each of you. Remember, there are two ways you can approach your future learning. You can choose to check the box, go through the motions of developing yourself, or you can get engaged. You can poke and prod and learn and explore. You can develop new mentors. You can cultivate new relationships. In short, you can continue to learn. Now, circling back to the Dead Poet Society movie I referenced at the beginning of my remarks, there's a pivotal scene where Robin Williams shares a Walt Whitman quote, and I'll read it here. "O me, O life, of the questions of these recurring, of cities filled with the foolish, what good amid these, O me, O life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists, and identity, that the powerful play goes on, and that you may contribute a verse." That the powerful play goes on, and that you may contribute a verse. So I ask you, graduates, what will your verse be? What legacy will you leave, and how will you make your mark on the world? Seize the day, embrace your passions, nurture meaningful relationships, and never stop learning. Congratulations, and may your verses be filled with purpose and fulfillment.
All right, before we get on to the important part of announcing our graduates and conferring the degrees, I want to take a moment to thank all of you who are here today in our audience and all of the support that you have provided for these students. They are working professionals. They have very important elements of their lives outside of education. All of our faculty and staff know that, and you are the ones who made it possible for them to be here today. So I would love for our graduates to really recognize you and thank you right now for what you've done. All right, may I ask the candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration to please rise. Provost Kriegel, these candidates, having completed all the requirements for the degree Master of Business Administration, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Tippie College of Business for the conferring of this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Tippie College of Business and by the authority vested in me by the State Board of Regents, I confer on each of you the degree Master of Business Administration as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
All right, that makes it official. Now we get to have some fun. It is now our pleasure to recognize the Tippie College of Business Iowa MBA class of 2024. Graduates will now be introduced individually by Jan Fassi.
As our graduates are introduced, you will notice that some are wearing gold cords. These cords identify those graduates whose high level of academic achievement in the Iowa MBA program has earned them the designation of graduating with distinction. Since this is a time for celebration, your applause and positive cheers are encouraged as each graduate is recognized. Carson Kenneth Adams. Jaden Lee Aarons. Gaurishwar Akarapu. Catherine Elizabeth Alatalo. Trishul Alareddy. Nicholas Anthony Along. Eric Anderson. Sam Andrus. Blake Emerson Arrington. Jacob Atkins. Nicole Danielle Attaway. Emily Ayers. Cameron Z. Azarian. Matamlagao Kojo Bagusaga. Jacob Andrew Barber. Catherine Roberta Barg. Brian Barker. Joel Ray Barnes. Christopher James Beeman. Kalyani Pramod Bhagwat. Sharisa Byers. Haley Alexandra Rote Blevins. Jill Blue. Andrew Michael Bobeck. Rachel K. Borman. Frank Philip Borda. Timothy William Brannon. Alicia Marie Brennan. Andrew James Brown. Sarah Marie Brandt. Andrew Burkhart. Meredith Ann Burnison. Michael Patrick Cahill. Dakota Kelfi. Grace Yvonne Carlson. Christopher J. Carmichael. Bobby Carrillo. Raymond Manuel Castellano. Tyler Allen Cherry. Matthew David Christensen. Jordan William Chupak. Corey Robert Clark. Tiffany Marie Clemens. Michael David Clymer. Kelsey Owen Colbert. Heidi Marie Cook. Jeffrey Joseph Cook. Leah Marie Cox. Blake Allen Craw. Caitlin Kraus. Anne Marie Tate Cunningham. Jeffrey S. Curry. Joshua Dolly. Brian Timothy Dahman. Melanie Dana. Tara Michelle Darling. Jessica Joy Denclaw. Kuldeep Kumar Duvesh. Carrie Devlin. Garima Dixit. Heather Dorn. Georgie Ray Donovan. Grant Scott Doyle. Adam Thomas Dreyer. Jackie Draper. Christopher Michael Dugan. Tamarkius Dwayne Dunn. Samuel George Dykstra. Chad Edwards. Ahmed El-Bashir. Osman Ali El-Bashir. Aziz El-Haddad. Alyssa Ellard. Megan Elizabeth England. Maxwell Richard Ernest. Nicholas David Fallon. Frank Fazio. Jacob Feast. Justin Warren Fiebiger. Carrie Fitzgerald. Maria Zephaniah Fernandez Folkerts. Alexander M. Foote. Celia Rose Ford. Elizabeth Marie Fuller. Edward Liu Fung. Alexander Franklin Gates. Michael Jacob George. Kian Gill. Eric Reed Gissendanner. Nicole May Glanz. Angelo Thomas Glover. Kayla Gothiar. Govind Raju Goturo. Cameron Govan. Penelope Graleski. Deepak Guruswamy. Michael Hakolsky. Colton Kyle Haddon. Sean Patrick Halloran. Paige Nicole Hanna. Adam Paul Hansen. Grant Richard Hartley. John Bernard Height. Tiara Hangst. Kenise Avani Henry Larmand. Braden Elliott Herbert. David Hernandez. Megan Herrick. Francisco Hill. Jesse Mark Heft. Rachel J. Hoke. Tiffany Hollingsworth. Leah Hush. Casey James Howard. Douglas Anthony Howard. Valentina Hussar. Andrea Irwin. Radi Rahman Ayer. Brian Jar. Christopher Thomas James. Jennifer Lynn Jameson. Paula Jaramillo Guerra. Ian Michael Jeffords. Grant Allen Jensen. Kyle Johnson. Molly Johnson. Yara Jones. Sylvia Seiler Johns. Vivian Joseph. Vivian Joseph. Tara Kammerer. Paul Edward Kaufman. Nicole Elizabeth Keating. Brian Gregory Keene. Theo Keith. Jennifer Kellison. Samuel Kello. Jeremy Kircher. Stephanie Lynn Kitchen. Christine Carol Copeland. Amber Ann Kraft. Jason J. Kratzer. Wesley Krenz. Pawan Krishna Reddy. Jason Robert Crucy. Ashwet Shursagar. Adnan Kudamovich. Naresh Kulkarni. Sarah Padego Kumar. Rohit Satish Kunte. Ross Stephen Kurth. James Michael Laird. Jennifer Nicole Lawler. Obadiah Joshren Lee. Christopher James Lett. Eric Jerome Little. Miriam Joanne Lowen. Pau Mua Lor. Elizabeth Kelly Love. Jamie D. Ludwig. Scott Ryan Monham. Jane Marshall. Jack Alexander Martinez. Marianne Matney Pancook. Kristen Elizabeth Mattis. Elizabeth Ann Mayo. Austin McCarthy. Kelby McLaren. Benjamin Charles McClurg. Abby Sue Merriman. Kara Marie Muan. Jessica Diane Moore. Joshua Moses. Mackenzie Mueller. Elaine Luzolo Najita Muendo. Christopher Murphy. Robert Zachary Murphy. Stephanie Murphy. Frank William Midlack. Sita Lakshmi Nagarajan. Timothy Nevins. John Christopher Newton. Wesley Ung. Peter Nguyen. Jeffrey Francis Nichols. Adam Daniel Nolan. Alexandria Nuchanthabong. Shannon Nickham. Sarah J. Obeydat. Ellie Olson. Derek William Olson. Miranda Marie Orr. Maureen Orsborn. Kristen Marie Pancook. Ani Purankar. Fabiola D. Pastorino. Erin Kathleen Patchett. Apurva Rajishbhi Patel. Megan Elizabeth Peet. Abigail Victoria Pelzer. Zachary Allen Perkins. Suzanne Marie Peterson. Lalita Devi Pila. Jamie Jerusa Popper. Wesley Michael Porter. Rachel Ann Pulio. Wayne David Pullen. Deepak Mysore Pudaswamy. Vaishnavi Raja. Priya Rayanjain. William Rayborn. Rex Arnold Rebholz. John Lewis Rikes. Michelle Kathleen Reedy. Kelly Elaine Riley. Alyssa Kathleen Richard. Andy Roach. William Roa Schmidt. Petra Simone Robinson. Stacy Stephanie Robles. Marie Rodriguez. Sharam Samardar. William Robert Sands. Bryce Sanford. Sed Sarkich. Tiffany Schmidt. James Jonathan Schuler. Hendrik Schultz. Patrick Austin Schweigel. Laura Marie Seals. Amber Margaret Self. Kapil Shah. Kaylee Ann Shaver. Landon Schroyer. Scott Thomas Sibbett. Adam Siffner. Madison Silver. Stephanie Lynn Sims. Eric Siron. Alyssa Renee Slings. Kate Slusark. Andrew Smith. Nicholas Joseph Smith. Gaurav Sawan. Kira Veronica Sorahan. Jessica Whitney Specht. Patrick Joseph Stack. Shannon Patricia Starch. Evelyn Stevens. Catherine Bree Stuckey Hines. Kevin Sun. Kylie Elizabeth Thies. Amy Tim. Megan Timmer. Addison Unruh. Jacob Christopher Unruh. Kara Cruz Volek. Gary Lou Van Ert II. Adam Jeffrey Van Fleet. Carlos Alberto Varela Hernandez. Ingatha Varghese. Ashley Dawn Verdeck. Erin Elizabeth Vermette. Christopher James Villarreal. Spencer Vore. Mark Joseph Wallace. Austin Walther. Kenneth Carl Walton. Tayton Brant Weller. Brett Matthew Wilhite. Riley Williams. Mary Alice Wolson. Matthew S. Zyman. Matthew Peter Zievenbergen. Anne Elizabeth Zanerold.
As our remaining graduates make their way back to their seats, I would like to take a moment to thank the faculty and staff for their encouragement and support of the graduates along the way with their hard work and commitment to making an Iowa MBA so special. As we close on this momentous event, I would like to welcome you, our graduates, as official members of the worldwide TIPI and Iowa MBA alumni families. My hope is that each of you will leverage your new skills and knowledge while utilizing the networks that you have created here during your time. In doing so, you will achieve remarkable success and ultimately your highest potential. And always remember, no matter where your success takes you, the resources at the TIPI College of Business are always at your disposal. Again, my hearty, hearty congratulations to each of you on your accomplishment. As we leave today, we ask the audience please remain seated while our graduates exit. You can take photos of them on their way out. Once all of the graduates have exited, you may meet them in the lobby and offer your personal congratulations. Thank you very much.